Well, this is the Atlanta Falcons. One of the worst games that we've seen all year. This is just been a crazy year. Now, this is the third year in a row the Atlanta Falcons have finished 7-10. All right, 3 years in a row under Arthur Smith, they've finished 7-10. And you just look at a few numbers before I get into my thoughts as far as the Atlanta Falcons are concerned. Desmond Ridder, 22 of 30, 291 yards, 2 touchdowns and interceptions. Did not get sacked, which is a good thing as far as the offensive line is concerned, but the running game didn't necessarily get going. Bijan Robinson, 28 yards rushing. So the Saints did a pretty good job stopping the run, 25 carries, 78 yards. Bijan Robinson, a big game, a touchdown for 71 yards, 7 catches, 103. Scotty Miller, 2 for 66. Drake London, 4 catches, 41 yards. Jonnu, 3 catches, and Kyle Pitts, 2 catches himself. But 318 yards total for the Atlanta Falcons offensively. Defensively, they were just a mess. All right, let's just make no mistake about it. Yeah, Richie Grant got a sack. Calais Campbell had a sack. Bud Dupree, they finished with 3 sacks and 6 tackles for losses. Did not necessarily get to the quarterback the way that we would hope. So just look at this Atlanta Falcons offense, man. I think the biggest issue with this team is obviously the Jekyll and Hyde situation they have with Desmond Ridder and just the quarterback position. The Falcons have to improve this position. Desmond Ridder looked absolutely amazing in the first half. The defense just could not get any stops, all right? That's a major factor as well. This is the third game in a row where the Atlanta Falcons, and quite frankly, 2 games in a row where I felt like they didn't want to be there. Just my opinion. I'm not going to say that they quit. I saw, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, they look like they quit. I don't know if I don't want to go as far as to say they quit, but you can make an argument whether or not they were tired. All right, and I'm only saying that for the ground of the season. I know this is 17 games. I know a lot of people saying that they don't play a game in preseason. They don't necessarily play in preseason, but just today, it was just the absolute mess defensively. They gave up 48 points, okay? 48 points in Taysom Hill. I don't know what it is with this Falcons team, and when it comes down to Taysom Hill, for whatever reason, he always gets off. They had 200. All right, this is where I just think it's just disgusting. 246 yards passed, all right? Net yards, 264. And then you had 154 yards rushing. The Falcons just did not do a good job stopping the run at all. Almost 4.4 yards a carry. Kendrick Miller, he had 5.6 yards a carry. Taysom Hill, 8.5 yards a carry. And, even Derek Carr got on the fun. It was just an absolute nightmare for the Atlanta Falcons. Richie Grant, I don't know what he was thinking on that situation, letting a wide receiver get behind him. He just has a knack for just being out of position, allowing guys to get behind him. And like I said, for the most part, the offensive line played well. They did not give up a lot of sacks, didn't necessarily get the running game going, but the passing game got going. But that second half is where everything just came apart. It fell apart. They scored, looking at it, the passing game, like I said, for me, where you're looking at this, I knew it would be a matter of the short and intermediate passing, going at our linebackers, safeties. I just thought, for one thing, it was just a mess with Richie Grant. Richie Grant, the safeties, linebackers, Nate Naaman, he's been a pretty good linebacker all year. We lost Caden Ellis with a knee injury, so the Falcons had to bring in Andre Smith. a guy that, like, I wouldn't necessarily say he's a rookie, but he did not play well at all. But they definitely missed Caden Ellis in this game because of a knee injury. The two interceptions, they obviously they brought Logan Woodside in, he felt like he needed some reps. I don't know what the hell that was about, but I don't know why Logan Woodside would need reps. But at the end of the day, man, defensively, the Falcons is just a mess. I'm just going to be, it was just an absolute mess. I felt like the defense quit. I felt like the defense did not, I wouldn't say quit. They just didn't show up. It's just the second week in a row where I felt like the defense just did not want to be there. You saw Calais Campbell, a young cornerback in Clark Phillips III. He played well, in my opinion. For a young guy, I thought AJ Terrell had an awful game. I'm totally disappointed in his game lately. He's just not being the corner that I thought he was, and I think he is. He definitely has the talent, but too many times where I'm seeing AJ Terrell getting beat the exact same way. All right, he's just not fighting forward. He's not turning his back. He's not getting the interceptions. Like I said, AJ Terrell, I'm not sure if I would pay him, $15 million. I'm not paying him $15-20 million for, not being a top corner. If you're going to be a top corner, you're going to have to pay in the big games and step up in the big games. And he just didn't step up today. It was just an absolute mess. And like I said, the pass rush for the Falcons is a major issue. Obviously, we got Grady Jarrett down for the year, and they're clearly missing him. All right, they definitely missing Grady Jarrett as far as the passing game is concerned. But like I said, at the end of the day, man, the truth of the matter is this. All right, the truth of the matter is this, guys. Should Arthur Smith be fired? I'm going to say he should be fired based on, just like this offense. Just it looks good 1 minute, one half, and then they go right back into the shitter. And that's the thing for me. That's a problem. You can't continue to have these issues offensively, and then you totally break down in a second. And largely due to Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder was just like, he was good in the first half, and then the second half, he just has a knack for just doing dumb shit at the absolute runtime. All right, the dude threw it right to him, and it killed the momentum. And this happens far too many times this year, where the Falcons have momentum. Desmond Ridder is looking really good, and then he makes that one mistake, and he can't bounce back from that one mistake. And it's like, I don't know if it is a coaching issue or it's both, but at this moment you got to say both. Like I said, it's certain situations, certain calls that a lot of people, including myself, are saying that I don't know the answer. I think the only answer is to just trust the Falcons front office, whether it's Rich McKay, Terry Fontenot, Arthur Blank, all those guys up front, up top, to make the decision. If they believe that this team struggles, it's largely due to the fact that they're not just. I just keep real. They may just have a quarterback issue, but until we figure out, hear what Arthur Blank has to say, I don't know. You got players that say they believe in Arthur, they want him to be here, and then you got players that look like they don't want to play. I don't know what the issue is, but at some point we got to figure out what this issue is. And until we figure out what that issue is, and until we hear from Arthur Blank of what he expects from this team, I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, I really don't know whether or not Arthur Smith will be fired. So I want to know what you guys, your take is on this. Should the Atlanta Falcons fire Arthur Smith? Should they, obviously they're going to move on from the quarterback. I think Desmond is just done. There's nothing you could do. I don't think there's anything you could do to justify keeping Desmond Ridder at this point. Because like I said, he looks good in one half, and then, in the second half, he completely breaks down. And I think, that could be a coaching issue, getting, trying to figure out how to calm him down, or, allowing him to stay out of that. And like I said, I saw some positive steps. He checked the ball down, he relied on his players to make plays for him. And then in the second half, he went right back to forcing things. So a lot of the issues is Desmond Ridder's fault. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm going to be real. 2 out of the last 2 years, he just hasn't had his quarterback, or a very good quarterback. Matt Ryan was, obviously he was a good quarterback, and he still is a good quarterback, but, I don't know if the Atlanta Falcons feel that it's all about the quarterback. If the Falcons bring Arthur Smith back, they know this is more so a quarterback issue than coaching issue. So, again, we'll see what happens. I think, if I were to put the percentage on whether or not Arthur Smith would be fired, I can say about 65% he's going to be fired. 35%, he may be back, largely due to the quarterback, or the lack thereof a quarterback. We'll see. But let me know what you guys think about this, man. This has been your boy, man, Mike, with a post-game recap. Season over. Out of the playoffs. I'll let your boy hit that subscribe button, people.